What up, what up, what up, world? It's your boy Shelvin.
Your girl, Lady K.
Man, we back at it again. Oh, man, it is going down today, man. It's going down today. Y'all tap in, man. We had a real wild conversation last week, man. I'm sorry I did that to y'all, man. I hit y'all with a question that was really provoking, man. I provoked y'all to jump on there. Man, y'all was on there saying all kind of stuff about that, man. My bad. It was not the topic of the week. The topic of the week was something different, but we talked about traditional and non-traditional men and women. It was crazy because, I don't know, man. A lot of people had some, different insights, but I believe that we got somewhere last week with the traditional and non-traditional stuff. I don't know how far we got, but I hope we got somewhere, man. But listen, if y'all get in here, man, please like, follow, and share, man. But Kyra, man, last week was pretty. it was just one question. We ended up going almost to 8:30.
Yeah.
After that one question. Yeah, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I feel like we got somewhere. You got to go check it out. If you didn't get to check it out, please go check it out, man. It was wild. It was crazy. But I'm finna do a few tags, man. I'm finna tag a few people because this episode is gonna be just as wild. I mean, we ain't wilded out or nothing, but you, man. We just want to make sure that we are, giving the people what they want, man. Because, like I say, our intention here is completely to be a positive platform for the community.
Right.
We are never trying to bash anybody or, bring anybody down or anything like that. We're just trying to provoke and stimulate conversation. That's all. Conversation that we really need to have in our community and in the world, period. Because we're going to talk about a lot of different stuff, and I believe that all of the stuff that we're going to talk about is going to be in some way enlightening to all individuals. And like I say, we don't have all the answers. This is not, we don't spit our facts and stuff. Some of this is just our perspective.
Right.
Some of this is just what we believe. And I mean, you can go and do the statistics. You can go and do the studies on it or whatever you want to do. That's what we want you to do. We want to ignite you and excite you to go and look at some stuff and actually realize what's going on in the world today. Because there's a lot of stuff going on, man. But we just want to be a voice to the voiceless. And I mean, and we continue to do that every week. Right. We got to. We got to do it every week. And of course, we gonna say some stuff because we're very transparent on this show. We're honest. Please put in the comments everything, if you feel some type of way, put it in the comments. Don't feel no type of way and then don't put it in the comments, because then you just holding on to something for however you go hold on to it for. But just put it in the comments.
Right.
We ain't gonna judge you. Matter of fact, we probably go, ask you about it, tell you to elaborate on it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, we just want to spark some conversation. Matter of fact, you just pretend like it's nobody on here but you, me, and Cara. It's just nobody on here but you, me, and Cara, and we just having a conversation, right? Don't look at nobody else's comments. Don't worry about nobody else's stuff. This is you, and we're us, and we just talking to you. That's it. We just in your living room, in your car. We sit in passenger seat. We sitting on the side of the couch. Whatever we are, wherever you at, that's what we want to do. We just want to have a personal conversation with you. And so we talked about non-traditional and traditional men and women last week. And there was a lot of stuff that came up. Yeah. I mean, we went from there to a lot of places, like real fast.
Yeah. 0 to 100.
It was real fast, but everybody was. I love the response.
Enjoyed, being able to hear everybody's input,
man,
their take on it. Yeah.
Y'all had some takes. You didn't have too many gives, but you did have some takes on it. But it was good stuff, man. I really appreciate y'all tapping in last week, man, and then having that conversation with us, man. But this week, I want to go ahead and get to it because I know how we do, man. We always tend to go past 8 o'clock, man. And if we do, we'll definitely let y'all know that that's what we're doing. And y'all can ride it out with us or whatever. But we go ride it. Guarantee we go ride it. So this week we wanted to talk about something a little different. And y'all already pretty much got the topic title because we gave that last week because that was what we supposed to be talking about last week. And I still asked that crazy question. Man, but check this out. So this week, we're going to be talking about, is the grass greener on the other side? Is the grass greener on the other side? Y'all pray for us up here. We be dealing with a lot of stuff, you know. Now, this is not a topic that, this ain't for the weak-hearted. Let me just say that. It's going to go a lot of different directions, and you're going to have to ride it. You have to hold on. This is a, let's say, Six Flags ride. And you paid your admission. You might as well ride it out. So we go ahead and, so what do you think? How do you feel about is the grass greener on the other side?
Are we talking about interracial?
Yeah. We're going to start off talking about that.
Okay. Well, I've been, when I was married to someone who was Asian and white. Mm-hmm. So, and we, look, I think that when you're coming into a relationship and it's somebody of a different background, mm-hmm. not just background, but a race, there are some things that are difficult. And that's because there are just some things that culturally I just don't do, or their culture just don't do. Mm-hmm. And there's not a lot of understanding there. Because if you're not in a position where you're having to understand, meaning that if you weren't raised around people of color, mm-hmm. and you didn't see certain things or didn't have friends, there's a lot of things that you're not gonna know.
Right.
And there's a lot of things that you know just from experiencing them on your own. So in some ways you're never going to relate. And so sometimes there's certain issues where it's like you meet them, social issues, and it's not a talked about topic, or it's a brushed over topic, or it's something that you really have to get in the ring with and be like, I can't believe you understand it. And they just over here like, well, what's wrong with that? So there's a lot of different things culturally and behaviors that are very different.
Okay.
From ours. One of the main things in the beginning that was an issue that never went away actually in the beginning was that if I asked this person, I actually gave them this exact example. If I asked her, what color is the sky? Like, mm-hmm. just wanted to know what her opinion is on certain things. Right. And she'll be like, oh, it's, whatever color you want it to be. That's what she said to me. And I said, do you understand why I'm asking you questions? And I was like, I want to know what's your take on certain things. Right. On this and on that. Well, how she was raised, you don't really give a lot of your opinion on certain things. Right. Even when she was in her previous marriage, it's just certain things you don't give an opinion on. How she put it is that how she is raised, like man leads the household and however he leads it, and you just, even if it's something that you're uncomfortable with, that you don't understand, that you're not okay with, you're not supposed to make a fuss about it. You're supposed to let on that he's okay, with whatever, that you're okay with whatever he's doing. But in the end, you're supposed to be the one that's really in control. It's very manipulative how she put that. And it's like gauging somebody else. Like you let someone think, oh, you in control because you agreeing to everything they're saying. But in the background, you're the one that's running the show. Stuff. And that's how it was for her in her household. So interesting. It's a lot. I was observant of a lot of things. And then there's just some things that us being same sex too, that's a big difference as well. Right. I cannot tell you that I notice a huge difference between a black woman and her. Not as far as attitudes, not as far as certain ways that you show love and don't show love. But specifically, asking an opinion and having an opinion and standing on your opinion, specifically with when I feel a certain way, I stand on how I feel. I feel this way. And it doesn't matter to me if you're uncomfortable. But for her resolution or her resolve to a lot of things in the beginning was, I'm going to cry about it. Like everything.
Right.
She cried about everything to get her way. Like she would just cry about it and expect you to apologize. And I'd be like, I'm not raised like that. I don't cry if something falls apart. I got to go fix it.
It's weird.
But for her, it was like, no, you cry about it and then it's fixed. When she went to jail, she cried about it and they let her out.
No.
Yeah. So she didn't face certain consequences for certain things. And when I got in certain situations, well, no tears going to save me.
Right.
I'm just going to put it like that.
Right.
So there is a difference. I'm not saying that interracial couples cannot be successful. You can be successful. I'm for relationships, healthy relationships, but as far as ours, I think that any relationship, in any relationship, but especially interracial, you need to those bounds, those social bounds, you need to understand. The culture, you need to understand. You need to have an understanding, like you do.
So let me ask you this, because this has been the question of the millennium, and people are still asking this question, I believe, today. And I'm not sure why, but they are still asking this question. And I mean, y'all can put on the comments. Cindy, what's up, Cindy? Man, we glad to have you on here. Y'all can and Jakai Fleming. Y'all can put in the comments. I really want to know y'all take on this. Why do you feel that black men tend to date outside their race once they get a certain stature, like once they get a certain level,
money, social status.
Why do you feel like so they go from a lot of them do it, like a lot of black guys do it, not too much. Well, it's more so today than it was back then. Back then it was more of a loyalty to our race kind of deal, but today, I mean, it's just something that we do, right? So why do you feel like we do that? Why do you feel like we move or gravitate toward, more of the white woman, Asian woman when we get a little money?
I'm going to say, I won't apply this to everybody, but I am going to say overall, I feel like it's like a validation of your success. Ooh. Because now you got, okay, well, I had this kind of money before, and you kind of you're looking at it like I had this kind of money, and that's what I could afford.
Oh, okay. She said, here we go. Yeah, here we go.
And then when you got more money, you was like, oh, well, I can afford this now. Or now you're going to look in my direction. And it's a two-headed sword. Mm-hmm. There are some people that don't think of it like that at all.
Right.
But that's not an opinion. That is a fact. That's why it's talked about so much like that. You get this, and the thing about it is that.
What's up, Dunshell?
While we think it's a huge, validation. It's an esteem issue. It's like, oh, I get to get this now that I got this many coins. Like when you used to go to Chuck E. Cheese and you play all these games and you wanted that 800-point one, and it took you a long time to save them tokens to get that or play a lot of games. And then you get there and you're just like, oh, this is it.
Right.
I got this. You can't take me down.
I can reach it now.
Yeah.
It's not just in my vision.
Attainable. I got this.
Oh, okay. Well, Dunshell says it's control. They feel that women of other ethnicities are less nagging or trophies.
I've heard of that as well, but that's usually something that's said by people when they have not reached the social status. They not rich enough. They want somebody to control. I was on TikTok. Let me hear what y'all think about this. I was on TikTok. I was watching this TikTok, and this guy said on the TikTok, he's dated both, white women, black women. And he said this, that his girlfriend told him, do you understand like the difference between, dating me and dating your own people? Mm-hmm. Wow. And he was like, yeah, you're more this and you're more that, and the basic stuff. And she said, for me, for you, it's a level up, but for me, it's a step back. Wow. Because that's shamed upon.
For them.
Yeah. And it's just about how you uphold certain things, how we uphold certain things. When you don't have money, your objective is control.
Oh, okay.
Just like she said, I want somebody who gonna yield to me and treat me like I'm this king, even if I ain't it.
So a lot of men feel like, you know, that is very true, right? A lot of men feel like they want to get away from the nagging. I don't understand it, but hey, I'm different. Like, I'm really colorblind on this whole deal, but I do realize that there are certain people that actually move with this mindset.
Yeah.
And I can't figure out why this is the mindset that a lot of people move in. So now you said trophy.
Those same people date women who, okay, you won't date
Trophy.
a black woman, but you'll date another woman that imitates a black woman, which almost everybody imitate a black woman. You want the animation, the things that we do, how we wear certain things, how we wear certain hairstyles, how we wear our clothes. You don't want it on a black woman. You want it on a non-black woman. And then now you feel like you got everything. Okay, I'm going to miss your body and this part of you and this part of you. I'm going to take pieces of my culture and put them on, and you can try it on and look good on you, and it make me look good because at least I kind of have two of the same
So it's
world.
submission.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's how it looks. Yeah.
It's submission. So the other races are more submissive.
I feel that in the way that black men think submission is, they are.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it like this. Most other races, and I'm just being honest right here because I've seen this. Like, and I'm not. This is no pun against black women, but this is most other. And I love our black women; they're all strong individuals. But this is reality. Most other races are raised in a 2-parent household where they are, you know, basically raised under the traditions of a household. The man runs the house, the woman takes care of the house. The girl is always, the dad shows her how to be a good woman to a man and shows her what a good man is to a woman. The mother shows her what a good wife is to her husband and what a good woman is in the household. Now, most black girls, please don't shoot me. Y'all don't shoot me. You know I'm your boy, I got you. But don't y'all come at me. Don't come for me when I say this. Most black women are raised in a household where the mama's saying, you don't need no man to live. You don't need no man to do nothing. You can do, you know.
I wasn't raised in a household.
Not you, but a lot of black women are raised with that mindset, you don't need no man.
Yeah, but so the whole feminist thing, which male and females can be feminists. I'm a feminist. That was started by white women to say that I have my own mind. I can think on my own. We can have these careers. We can have this. We can have that. The feminist movement was led by white women.
No.
It was led by white women. And it's not that they started or they said, oh, yeah, we can think by ourselves. No, I'm not saying that. They made lead of it because their position in life was higher than any other minority. So that's why they led that. But the ideal that you can't have your own brain, not an opinion. And the reason why I say I put it like brain is because when I was around my ex and some other cultures, thinking is a problem. Like you having your own opinion and you standing on it is a problem. That's not submitting. And any black man that I've dated, having an opinion and standing on your opinion and it's coming from you is not attractive on a black woman. It looks good on another woman because you look at them as weak and they can't be harmed. But me,
I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
hold on. So you said that black women are pretty much possessions to a black man.
Yeah, like a pet.
Oh my God.
Like it's treated generally like a pet. Oh, this you need to do. It doesn't come off as a woman, regardless of her color, her background, a woman is going to naturally submit to someone she feels safe with and she can have that with. She's going to do that automatically. If you are not causing her, if how you are towards her and how you treat her does not encourage her femininity, and that woman feels like she has to defend herself and constantly stand her ground, no, you're going to get a more masculine woman. You're going to get a more defensive woman because you're backing her into a corner. That's
all
what
the
you're
stuff
doing.
you done, you'll end up one of
But
those.
if you just
Don't nobody
relax
want
and
of
stop
those.
trying to force it.
Right.
My previous relationship was like, his words were, "You're gonna submit to me, damn it." First of all,
Whoa.
not a boyfriend. And let's talk about that too. Like, I'm not submitting to no boyfriend.
Oh no, but will you submit to a husband?
Not a boyfriend.
You will submit to a husband.
To
though.
a husband. To a husband. And a husband is not just a ring. A husband is a man
A
that
house
keeps his
band.
word. Yes. He got a job.
Oh
He
my
had a job.
God.
Like, I'm not gonna he made great money, but I'm just saying
Hold up.
he has his job, he has his stuff together. He's available to you emotionally, mentally. In the same way you guys are able to
we finna get into some stuff,
reciprocate.
y'all.
It's called reciprocity.
We
How
finna
you
get into
gonna
some
ask
stuff.
this woman to submit to you or look for her to submit? And by the way, it's a double-edged sword. You're supposed to be submitting as well. Submitting is an act of humility, and it's not chores. It's not her cleaning your bath or starting your water or cooking for you or having a bunch of kids. That is not submission.
Oh, okay.
That's not submission.
Oh, who said that? You better tell what it is. Okay, I
It
can
ain't
dig
chores.
that.
That's not men
So-
think action. Y'all are so physical. You translate everything into acts of duty. Like, she needs to cook, she needs to clean, she needs to do this. And no, that's not submission.
Oh, okay.
First of all, those are survival skills. You should be able to do that too.
Oh, somebody said bingo. Hold on, let me get to some of these comments because they is on here going. So
I can't see the
Dunshell say,
comments.
man, because you on the YouTube, man, y'all gotta tap into the YouTube as well. Please start liking and subscribing to the YouTube. We trying to transition over to the YouTube area of the bigger platform on it. But Dunshell says, I honestly can't consider that type of grass, especially with the things my ancestors endured many years ago. Real king me, please. I can dig that, Dunshell. I can dig that. High five over the camera to you. You know what I'm saying? So I can never say your name right. Mr. Fleming says, my barber only dates white women, and he says it's a big difference in attitude and other things. And I think that's what a lot of men, black men, feel like, because a sister got some spice with her. You know, she feisty. I think that's just a natural personality and characteristic of a black woman. Most black women who feel safe, they gonna have that little spice. They gonna have that little swing in their hip. They gonna have all that stuff. And I think that is intimidating to a lot of black men.
I think that's intimidating, period. When I walk
No,
into
it
a
ain't
room,
intimidating.
It is.
Not to
I'ma
me.
tell you. Well, no.
Good. Not to no real man. You better
Listen,
quit.
I
Shoot,
didn't
you
say
gonna
that.
light a fire up in
I'm
her.
just saying that when a woman holds her own
Mm-hmm.
and says it to a ground, a lot of men in general are intimidated by that. The reason that a black man, some, is intimidated by that is because you're already looked at like the jobless one who can't do nothing. So you already feel like I gotta do all these things already, and you over there doing better than me.
And you tripping?
Yeah, it's like you're doing better than me. Hold on, you're in a constant competition with me. You're in a constant competition because in the world, I'm not saying that you are this, but in this world, if you watch the news, if you watch anything in a whole other country, you as a black African American male, you have a very specific image. It don't matter how many great heroes we've had. You have a very specific image, and any black woman, no matter where you are in this world, if you are African American, you have a specific image that they slap on you. It don't have to be yours,
Right?
But
right.
so when you have that, and you and I are stepping into this room, and I'm successful, and I'm doing this, or maybe I'm just better off, or I'm doing something, or maybe I'm climbing just like you.
Right.
When people are looking at us, they put us up against each other just like they did in slavery. You're constantly
standoff.
Yes, you're constantly in a standoff. It's like, oh, well, I got this, then she better than you, and and she over here, well, I got this. You're constantly.
And so we don't have that when it comes to the other
But you
races.
don't have that with another race. No, you don't. But when I can tell you, when I was with my ex, even though I know that I'm successful and I'm still going at things, I always felt like they don't expect that of me, because it'll be little things. Like, I have a big vocabulary. If I say something and it sounds into, like, they look shocked, like it's not supposed to come out of my mouth.
I had a white girl try to check me on a word before. I did. I had a white girl try to check me on a word before. She was like, "You can't use that like that." I said, "Hold up, what you mean I can't use it like that?" She said, you can't use that. That's not how you use that word. I said, really? I went to my phone because, information is at your fingertips.
Yeah.
I pulled up this word for her, and I was like, well, according to Webster's dictionary, you can use this word in a lot of ways. They're totally different. So I get what you're saying.
It's like it's a certain thing that's put off, even in a grocery store. Oh my gosh, this woman said to me, "Oh my gosh, you're so polite."
They don't expect that.
Or another time I was in the store, I just overheard her saying this to a woman. She was like, "Oh my gosh, he has such great vocabulary."
Right.
Like she was like, "Yeah, he go to school."
She can use her words.
Your kids don't go to school. So it's just you do feel. For a man, you may feel like you have definitely leveled up if someone of a different race is attracted to you.
Wow.
You may definitely feel like that.
You done leveled up, my boy.
You feel like, oh, I did that. But that's just because that just shows that you have been impacted.
Insecure.
Exactly. You have been impacted by what has happened to you, what you've seen, and what you were told about yourself. And instead of processing that and being able to heal and see yourself in a different light, you just stood in front of a different mirror.
I'm glad you said.
Something that made you look like you were more admired.
Right. I'm so glad you said what you was told.
Because when you look at me, you see your struggle. You look at somebody else, you made it out the promised land.
Until you learn your actual history.
And yourself, yeah.
What's crazy is a lot of people, especially black men and black women, we live off of this theory that black people have always been slaves and only slaves.
Yeah, which is not even true.
It's not even true.
Your history didn't start there.
And it definitely didn't. It really wasn't ever.
There.
Man, look, I'm gonna just give y'all a little history facts right now, real quick. Do you know that majority of the slave owners in Louisiana during the times of 1600 to the mid 1700s was black?
No, I didn't
The
know
slave owners, 28% of slave owners in Louisiana were black people with white slaves and black slaves.
and Native American.
That's crazy. Yo, go look it up. Go study it. Look, I ain't telling you nothing. But what they depict is just like what they do today. Media runs our mind. Media runs our society. It runs our community. It always shows a black man killing somebody. It always shows a black person doing something. Anything negative is going to have a black head on it.
Right.
And as long as we keep on living by what's depicted and not looking at what we can read, and you go find it is so much stuff that you will find out
and
in
I think
history.
You just have to also just put out more positive images.
Right.
Like
actual images. We don't even need positive. We just need actual.
Yes, of our actuality.
Right.
My mother used to always tell me that she hated watching Good Times. She said because no matter what they did,
they couldn't make it out of her. They couldn't make it out.
But she loved the Jeffersons.
Right, because they moved to the east side.
She was like, she said it reminded me where I was all the time. My mom grew up in the projects, less than poor. So she was like, I hated watching it because it just kept telling me I was never going to get out. I was never going to get out. And that's what we watch. Right. We watch that. And now, today, in 2021, everything is a comedy session, a joke. Everything is made to feel so light, and you are so desensitized that you don't even know how you're being impacted. Right. You don't understand the mass behind it. Right. There is a meaning behind that, and we are so hell-bent on, it was so years ago, and our youth today wants to forget. Right. But if you forget that, it's going to repeat. Right,
right. Or it may play over and, it may start a whole nother curse. Exactly. And so we definitely don't want that. So Cindy said they want you to cook, clean, help pay bills, have sex, but as friends. Now that's just
and that's some straight up.
That's messed up, Cindy.
BS straight from the situation book.
Situation book.
And she's right. Yeah. She's right. As far as the guys that scream submission, 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 submission. I feel like a man don't have to say, submit to me. I feel like it's a natural thing for two people to submit to each other when they're happy and they found their one. Mm-hmm. But you don't submit to no boyfriend. I don't care. I don't care how many kids you got with him. I don't care how many kids you got with him. I don't care. I don't care how much you love him. You do not submit to boyfriends. Mm. You can do kind acts. You can, if you want a boyfriend, why you don't commit to a boyfriend? Well,
submit. You commit.
Why you don't submit to a boyfriend? You can commit to him, but you don't submit to him.
Okay. Why?
So a submission to a guy or whoever your significant other is, male or female. Mm-hmm. Here's a way. All right. So when you're a boyfriend, you're in tryouts. Okay. Now, when you go to a scrimmage, that's your time to show that you have the ability to do this. You don't. The difference between when you got your boyfriend, your girlfriend, that's a scrimmage. Mm-hmm. You're just showing, I can do this. I'm capable of this. I offer these things. I can exercise these types of acts.
Right.
You don't. When you are in that mode, you don't need to. You can show them you have the ability, but you don't commit to doing that with someone who's not committed to you.
Right.
It's not a commitment. It's a tryout.
I don't understand it because I don't understand why submission is held at the highest regard.
You got your mic over there?
Because people
you get married, you saying don't submit.
You got your mic over there?
Submit is higher than
where your mic
committing.
Is, man?
Okay, because when you got a girl, or that's your girlfriend, your boyfriend, you are in this. You've entered into a training course. That's how I look at it. And you both agreed that this is a training course that we're gonna be on. This is a temporal situation. Girlfriend, boyfriendships. We don't know that's going to a marriage. You're just saying, okay, this is somebody I may want to walk this out with.
Is it not practice?
You're practicing relational things. You're not.
Submission is not a part of that?
No.
So submission is held to the highest regard.
All right, let me see if I can do it like this. When I say submit, when I'm saying submit, when I say scrimmage, I'm speaking about today's male's perspective of submission.
Which is?
Today's male's perspective of submission is a bunch of jobs and duties. You simply don't do that for a boyfriend. When you are with somebody that you are saying, this is my whatever for this life journey, your spiritual submission has already taken place before you said I do to that person. You guys have already done that because you feel safe, because it is healthy, because it's somebody that you want. So that yielding yourself, that's submission is just yielding your will. So you guys yielding your will to each other, that is something that you're already in practice of. When that man is your husband, when that woman is your wife, or however you guys do your titles, if you're doing something for this man, y'all cooking, this is for your household. This is your household. If you're cleaning for this person, it doesn't feel like a duty. This is somebody I love. This is our household. When you're a boyfriend and girlfriend, that's not your household. So it's a temporary place.
Instead of saying submission,
holding on to the bench.
Can you tell me what? Okay, so what are you not doing as a boyfriend and girlfriend? Take out submission.
For me, dear boyfriend or girlfriend, if I cook for you, it is not because I got to. It's not. I don't have to. That's just a goodwill. If something happens and I pay your rent, I don't have to do that. That is a goodwill. I'm not obliged to you. I don't got to do that. If I decide to come over, you can't do something, or maybe you're just too busy, and I come over and I clean your home, that's a good deed. I am not obliged to take care of your household. So that's what I mean when I say that. Because in today's world, when you say submit, it's more about the duties. It's not about a spiritual connection. It's just, okay, what kind of chores can you do for me? And if we can make the money thing work too, that's fine. I didn't understand the term playing house until now. Like, not now at this moment, but I didn't understand until now, because I realized in my previous relationship, I was like, you are doing so much of these things, but it's for somebody that was temporal. It's not, you were just behaving in a manner that you had not agreed to yet. You just like,
oh, Cindy going in.
I would just give you all this.
Hold on. I'm going to read these comments. Once he asks you this question.
To the highest esteem?
I think, yes. It's right now in today's world, submission is held to the highest esteem in the sense of acts, not your spirituality. Spirituality is not even, people don't understand it, so they automatically omit it. No matter what spectrum you're from, Christian, Muslim, you automatically omit things that you don't fully understand. You go for the physical things that you can do. And for a man, that's how they see that. When you lay with somebody, that's a form of submission. You are yielding your will. When you decide to connect with someone on an intimate level, you're letting them into those places where nobody else goes, that is a level of submission. When you are emotionally doing this, when you're doing this physically, those are levels of submission. Everything that you do in the physical realm are things that you've already done
boyfriend and girlfriend be submissive to each other all the time then.
Exactly. There is
because they be laying with
they
each
just
other.
Don't.
They be laying with each other.
No. Just because you're screwing don't mean you're submitting. That's not what I'm saying to you. That's not what I'm saying. If that's the case, then everybody been submitting.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I just said. Yeah, that's what's crazy. You giving it up. You giving it up. Shoot, this is facts.
It's a form of having sex. When you have sex with somebody that you are spiritually aligned with, that is a form of submission. It's a form of submission when you're yielding your will, your mind, your intimate levels, the intimacy. Those are forms of submission.
So when is sex not a submission?
Levels to sex.
Oh.
Yes.
What level is this? We ain't talking about the $40 corner sex.
We're not. And speaking of $40,
Hello.
this man said, "Hold on, y'all. No, I got to go. I got to go for this one." Since you said the exact number, and I saw this on somebody's meme. All right. So this is about dating. I saw a meme that basically said, I'm not gonna say it verbatim, but it was like, if I pay $40 for you to eat, then at the end of the day, you beating my meat, something like that. And you could just get a prostitute instead of just sitting across with somebody and trying to talk underwear out of them. It's so much easier. You don't have to worry about lying, communicating, being whatever they're looking for. You can just go get that and move on, and it'd probably be cheaper. And $40 is nothing. First of all, that's
now
nothing.
You can't be saying that on air because somebody might be watching,
and I'm not trying to be offensive.
You might be messing with somebody's idea of what they consider fortunate.
And on this part, when men into a side of that, if a lot of men these days, when they go on dates, the intention is to have sex at the end.
Wow.
Then you can't be mad at her if you're spending the money. That's what you're trying to get anyway. And if that's the case, if you recognize that that's the kind of man that you're dating, run it up.
Oh man, hold up. She said if you go be it all the way. Don't play with the 40.
Run it up. Go to Stir. Go to some place.
Eddie V's.
Go downtown to that French restaurant. Is really nice. Go
somewhere where you go spend $100 a plate.
Dinner on the rooftop. It's really nice. Go up there. Up there.
Look,
run it up. I want to go shopping. Run it up. Now I don't want to just go out to eat. I like drinks. I like to shop.
I think my wife just liked on that. I think my wife.
Like, go out. Have you ever been on a date where you go get on a helicopter ride? Go do that. That's fun. Go do it.
When you got one of them kind of guys.
Like, I'm just saying, all I'm saying is, if your idea for men today, that idea of dating is, I want to take this girl out and I want to have sex at the end. The double side to that is, if that is your intent anyway, you should not be concerned about the money that you're spending. You should have came with plenty.
Wow.
You should have came with plenty if that was your intention anyway. And if you're not a big dog and couldn't run that race, be quiet.
Ooh.
You shouldn't have been on there talking about women, all they want is my money. If a woman, all she wants is your money, I'm telling you, the $40 is not. If that's all your money, my love, you need to go.
But
hustle.
that's probably all
You're not doing enough. Nope.
But you're a different woman.
You're not doing
some women. Look, we're not even talking. But that's another topic for another time. This $40 is about $40. This $40 is about to take up the rest of this show. No, we ain't gonna do the $40 for the rest of the show.
No.
Let's go. Let's project back. You got all these people out here going crazy.
Run that check.
Say, check this out. I gotta jump down here to these comments. So Cindy say, the black woman has always had to be the strong one, especially when the black man was stripped from the home. Yeah. And now they say we're too strong or too opinionated.
Yeah.
The black woman has always been the strong one, period. Listen, I don't want to have to give y'all history lessons, but listen, there is no culture, there is no continent, there is no country, there is no place that the black woman hasn't been and been heard. I'm just telling y'all right now, the black woman has always been strong. She hasn't always had to be. She's always been. Period. Point blank. Period. You hear me? So don't worry about that part. Just be who you are. You always been strong, sister. This ain't nothing that just happened over the last 450 years. You always been strong. You've always had a voice. You've been in positions that the white woman haven't even been in. Did you know that the white slave owner would kick his wife out the house before she messed with you? Quit playing. You give him that good. Say, look, let me tell you something. This was not about the white man, and the black woman has always had positions and powers, especially in this country. It's always been the white woman and the black man that has always fought for position. Do your history on it. I guarantee you what you'll find. You'll be like, God, it's poor right. It's poor right. That's why the white women fought for equal rights. The black sister had she wasn't caring about that. She was good. I'm talking about good. She wasn't worried about that. It was the white woman worried about that and the black man. Did you know that the black woman and the white man used to mess with each other all the time on the plantation with no problem? They could do it in the middle of the field, but the white woman and the black man had to sneak around because that black man gonna mess around and get killed. And that white woman gonna mess around and get kicked out. You gotta understand where we're at right now. Do your history. I'm telling you, it's gonna blow your mind.
If people, and this is just for some people, because some people believe like, well, if you learn your history, you're just going to repeat it. Okay, I just want to say that if we all understood just history in itself and understood the psychology behind it, because something can happen 100 years ago, so many years ago, and it's still going to impact you today because a lot of things happen.
Right.
And we don't always know how to heal from certain things, and the impact just gets passed down because you have certain behaviors that you do because you had to adapt to a certain thing, and then you continue. You teach your child to be this way, do this, do it this way, do this way. But there are many things that are outdated.
Right.
And I just feel like the only way to really see yourself for who you are is, y'all know what I hate? Is every time we go to the movies and these big movies come out, it's always like a slave movie or it's some type of movie about the struggle. But it's not enough. There's not enough images out there that show you successful.
Right.
And so what that does is that just confirms.
Except for when a black man with a white woman.
Exactly. Unless what that does is it just confirms what you may feel is a reality, but reality is an illusion that you have control over.
Right.
The problem is that nobody's used to having that type of control, so we're used to letting everyone else influence it and then letting them name it and say that's what it is. They
distinguish that,
and then you just go with it. It's time to start making those decisions on your own, stating those states for your own, influencing that on your own, and not going and stop saying the white man is going to see us like this, or these people anybody are going to see us this way, and screw that. We tell our kids all the time, it don't matter what the kids at school say about you. Do you know you? My mom will always say, it doesn't matter what people say about you. Do you know you?
Right.
That's what we all should be saying for each other and keep ourselves accountable. And the image that you see is not the image that's being perpetuated. We're the ones perpetuating it because we're the ones buying it out.
Right.
So if you want to see yourself differently, you have to be willing to look at what you see and redefine it.
Right. That's good.
Like we've always done it.
I don't know how this came out of this conversation, but that's good. I like that. I like that. You got some good vocabulary. You all right with me, man. Now, for real, man, we really got to do that, man. I'm glad we're having this conversation because this is very, very important. I got to get back to these comments, man. So, Tiaka, ooh, I'm messing up some names tonight. Tiaka says, submission, you go above and beyond, as well as anticipate your partner's needs and wants. Cindy say submission is definitely a privilege on a spiritual, sexual, and on all kinds of levels. Definitely too deep for a boyfriend, girlfriend kind of deal. I can dig that.
Yeah,
that's where soul ties come in, but that's why there are different levels, and that's exactly right. Every time you connect on that level, there's a soul tie that's being had, and you wondering why you can't break from certain characteristics, emotions, and stuff like that. You wondering why, because you tied your soul to this individual, and now you got to go through the proper process of untying that. That's a process all in itself, whole nother subject. And so Cindy said that's why you can't have sex with everybody, right?
Yes.
Definitely shouldn't have sex with
I want to say about that. We'll have to save it for another segment. But since you mentioned soul tie, and you mentioned how soul ties come about, but you just forgot one thing.
What's that?
And it's blood. And I wish I could talk to you about blood magic, but so I'm going to give it to you briefly. Anytime you have sex, a woman bleeds a little bit. Anytime you're having sex, a woman bleeds. So in addition to what you said, blood is alive. You need blood to make pacts. You need blood to make spiritual unions, and that's where that's what ties all that in. Blood. That's what ties that in into you. This is why I always say, we can't talk about this. We'll talk about that another time. I got another statement I want to tell you, but this is going to take us too far. You're going to be like, what the hell? What did I tune into? But I am telling you that blood has a lot to do with soul ties. And so I don't have, like, the period sex. Like, don't do that with no boyfriend. Let me tell you something.
Hold on.
That person going to be stuck on you like I'll talk to y'all tonight.
Oh, my God. Say, hold on, what we just went with that one.
It's because I have to explain it another time, but blood magic is real, and soul ties. It is tying that into everything that you said as far as the spiritual level and what Cindy was saying. When blood seals the deal. That's why when certain practices happen amongst all cultures, Christianity, passing around a cup, and this is a representation of my blood. The blood, that has a lot of significance.
Right.
And you have to understand that on a spiritual level, what that is doing. I'm glad y'all mentioned soul ties. That means that's something that we should talk about at some point.
Yeah, soul ties is very important.
Yeah.
And they can last a lifetime. You'll be dealing with that.
They can last a while, especially if you don't heal
Yeah.
from certain things.
Yeah. And so Cindy said, if I was a white woman, I would definitely feel assaulted on the reasons black men choose them. That well, I'm glad you're not a white woman, Cindy, because they don't seem to be offended by it. Matter of fact, a lot of them don't even worry about that. They just want to get their dad back. I got you, Dad. You know, I'll go for the black man. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Love is love. Love is love.
Now,
I'm high side.
wow.
I'll be high side. Let me tell y'all, I'll be high side. But love is love. I'm colorblind, man. If it's love, let it be love. My brother William say, put me on the show. Man, you got to come on down here, man. We ain't tripping about putting nobody on the show. If y'all want to come down here and sit with us, we got 2 seats, 2 mics, man. Y'all could definitely, if you got a topic that you really, are passionate about, and you really want to talk about that, we are not tripping about you being our guest. Just put it in the comments. We'll definitely consider it.
Yeah.
We'll find a way to get in contact with you. And, hey, he talking about we gonna fight. Nah, we ain't gonna fight, man.
I always talk about we gonna fight.
Yeah, we not gonna fight, man. We're just trying to ignite these conversations, man. These are conversations that we definitely need to have. On the flip side, though, since we don't have too long, next week we gonna talk about why you feel people cheat. Because that is something that I really want to know. Why do you feel that people cheat?
So let's talk about that briefly, so we can get
we got to talk about why the black woman go with the white man, though. We got to.
Okay. Well, here's my opinion.
Oh, okay. Hold up. Stop. My vocabulary isn't big enough. I'm too hood. Nah, your vocabulary is perfect. We need your vocabulary on her. We get you.
Who said that?
Alyssa.
Hey, Alicia.
Yeah,
He said he ain't good with names.
Yeah, why y'all be cheating? Girl, go on, Cindy. Why you got to do all that? Talking about why y'all like it's just a man. Girl, you go see these statistics, they gonna blow your mind. You say, no, don't go into that right now. Stay in the lane. Don't go into the cheating conversation right now. That's why I don't like mentioning this stuff too early. I can't be giving y'all little snippets of the next shows because y'all be going. But why do women, black women specifically, choose to date white men? From your perspective.
Here's what I think is that when somebody, Lord, I have 2 sides to this. Because every time, for the most part, when somebody that is not the same race, it's like a strong sexual desire, like a really strong fantasy thing. And it's annoying. But there has been few that were, I feel like white men are taught to honor and uphold their woman. Like, nobody's supposed to be able to touch this woman. And
they do.
When you get with a white guy or someone that is not of your race, they do seemingly treat you better. They are gentlemen. They do act as gentlemen towards you. My mom, her last boyfriend before he passed away, he treated her very well. My mom has never dated outside her race before him
Right.
ever. And unfortunately, she had her pickings of some BS. But this particular guy, he was very kind, very handy around the house. If she needed something or she was just having a meltdown, like he was very intuitive, emotionally. When she wanted something, she didn't have to ask for it. He paid attention. He would literally just go and get it.
Right.
And when she was upset with him, he didn't demonize her like, oh, you just nagging and try to shut her down. Like he was actually open to listening to what her issue is with him. A lot of times, I think that that is a benefit. That's a huge benefit, because when she watched my mom with black men, the guy she picked, the particular black men that she picked, if she had an issue with something or it upset her, her upset was always made small, like it didn't matter, like she was just upset for no reason.
Right.
And they didn't really attend to her needs. She saw what they needed and was getting it. They were gentlemen sometimes when they were getting whatever it is that they wanted. So I'm not sure why she chose one day to just date him or how that transpired. But I'm certain that was, she thought, oh, this is going to be better for me. And I don't feel like initially it was, oh, this man. I do feel like she was like, oh, this white man. And that's because my mom made a statement one day. And she was like, well, he's this. What was he? Let's just say German. Because I can't remember what his ethnicity was. She's like, oh, he's not, it's her idea of white. He's not a white man. He's German. He treats me very well.
Okay.
He's not white. I was like, Mama, German is a white man.
Yeah.
But she was trying to we were in front of him
side.
like she was. We had this conversation with him at the table. I was like,
so could that be the reason that a lot of black men go and be with the white woman?
For the same, you can definitely have the same reason. I'm not saying that that's not a line that you can't be on there. You
not just because the black woman is not submissive, but the white woman is more understanding.
Yeah.
She's more intuitive,
I can
more
definitely
emotionally.
see it that way, because the way I saw it from my perspective outside of my mom's, I always thought initially when I first met him that he was like, saw her like as a wounded person.
Oh my God.
And it was a lot
charity
of
case.
And he was like very attentive with her, and I appreciate that. But when I first met him, I was just like, oh, you just think she just some broken up, beaten up, and she probably, you know, with the people that she dealt with, she probably was that old beaten up, broken up. But in my mind, when I first saw, I was like, you just think you just gonna. Some people, you heard the term. Some people are attracted to your damage.
Right.
Then after they heal you,
they
dip. Well, he didn't have a chance to do that because he passed away. Rest his soul. I love him. Hey, Chris. Oh, he was a dope person, but that was my perspective. I was like, and that was her perspective, because that statement that she made in the beginning was, oh, he's not a white man. He's a German. He is a white man.
Right.
Yes, he is.
So,
and it wasn't until later on, I think her idea of that, as far as when she first entered it, her reason into why she was in that relationship changed.
Right.
So she probably started off with, he's white, he may treat me differently. And then when she actually got into a relationship, it wasn't about him being white. It was like, oh, this person like actually loves me. Right. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. So with that being said, could it be possible that maybe us as black people were not as understanding as we should be in relationships?
Yeah, because you know what that's called?
What?
Desensitizing. That means that we both feel like we know our struggle, and why you complaining to me about your same struggle? Oh, that hurt. So get up. Why? Because that's what we're taught to do. Get up. Oh, just get up. It don't hurt. Get up. It hurts. We're taught as a culture not to embrace our emotions other than being upset,
right,
and work it. You are not supposed to be talking about you crying. You're supposed to be strong, but strong is not strong. You're not weak because you cry.
You're weak because you're not able to.
What makes you, if you stop comparing yourself to a brick wall and thinking that you're supposed to be as strong as this brick wall, she's
a brick.
That's not a wall. Don't have no feelings.
Oh.
You have to see yourself as
say, I don't know nothing about that. Dang, my boy put it
like you really have to. We as a culture needs to stop seeing ourselves as this steel wall, because that steel wall don't have feelings. You are a real human being.
Right.
You go through things. You are impacted.
Right.
It does hurt. You do get upset. You do experience emotions. You know.
But what would it take for us to get to that middle ground,
strong.
that balance? I mean, I was talking to a black woman once, and she said the reason she went for the white man, this is her own word, she said, well, because there is a shortage of good black men, and the good ones that we have left, you know, they're far and few in between. Most of the good black men are in jail or in the grave, and so it's hard to find a good black man, for one, because all of the black men that they come across are basically personifying what they see on TV, what they hear on rap songs, all of these things that are going on as far as that you know, aspect of it. And for a brief second, I you know, was you know, understanding of that, but you know, also it's a you know, a mutual kind of effect, because I mean, you got black women out here personifying what they see on. They out here doing, you know, what's that girl name? Not Nicki Minaj, but the other one that just came out. She Cuban. What's that girl name, man?
I don't know.
She be twerking and stuff. She married to that boy Offset.
Cardi.
They be Cardi being it up. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, for everybody, that ain't attractive. You know what I'm saying? Just like Offset not attractive to all girls. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different, she say Megan, Cardi, all them, you know, all of them. Y'all know who they are, you know. And so when they personify all these people, and so she was saying that that's the reason why she chooses to go with the white man, because for one, he doesn't have to prove himself to her as a man. He knows he's a man. It's not a competition with him.
Because it's never been challenged.
Right. It's not a challenge with
in that
them.
way.
Well, I mean, I don't even feel like it's been challenged to us as black men. I think we took on a challenge that wasn't ours.
I most definitely think your manhood was challenged, because you had to earn to be called a man. You had to earn that when that's really what you are. But you 45 years old, and this man that you are equal to is you boy. Like,
well, I mean, that's certain individuals. Like I said, every black man wasn't slaves.
Right, but I'm just saying that mentality grew.
Right,
so you didn't have to be the one to be said boy to, but your grandfather was taught that, and so your grandpa instilled certain things to you. Know you're a man. You're supposed to be like this. 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 And then it kept going and kept going and kept going. All because I experienced this. I don't want you to experience this type of inferiority. I want you to feel like who you are.
I'm sorry, I was not laughing at you. This girl's talking about twerking is in our genes, for real, attraction or not.
It actually is. Twerking is a form of worship, but we can talk about that another time.
Yeah, we definitely going to have to talk about that another time. So Cleonte Grafton says, I really think ethnicity has a part. It's what we see, and it cultivates as an idea of what the individual saw. It's just more common because the marriage rate is higher in other ethnic backgrounds.
Definitely
a fact. That is like y'all are twerkers. Y'all are some twerking people. I'm gonna pray for y'all.
It is. It's twerking.
So Tiaka Johnson says non-judgmental talks, open door policy in relationships, deciphering your feelings before impulsively talking, etc.
And how about the idea of dropping that I'm a man?
I don't have to prove that.
Just that. Yeah. Just let that go. That go to bed.
Right.
And just be human. I'm human. I got these emotions.
I think once we get to a level where we're stop having to prove that, because y'all black women, y'all are tough on us. Y'all be like, well, you supposed to be a man, ain't you? Ain't you a man? Well, shoot, now you put us right back to where we just left. But I am a man.
But
you know.
See, in order for both sides to heal, we have to change behaviors.
Right.
So there's behavior that needs to be changed on the men's part. There's behavior that needs to be changed on the women's part. So behaviors have to change. We can't just be over here, oh yeah, well y'all do this.
Let me just say
this. We're good
this.
at pointing out our problems.
Let me just say this. This for all my men to all the women. We are men. We apologize for competing with you. You were never our competition. We should have been competing with ourselves. but we ended up competing with you somehow, some way. I have no idea how this happened, but we're done competing with you. We understand who you are and how important you are to us. It's not a competition. This is a collaboration. So we got that part out. Now, what you want to say as women?
I was going to say, as women, that we apologize for making you feel like you have to be hardened, creating you to be a shell, for basically having hands on with your emotions and telling you that you don't have access to them.
Right, right.
Yeah, we apologize
good
for that.
I'm glad. We accept that.
We
accept
didn't
your
intend on
apology.
that, and we want that to change. So
We
we're going to do
accept
better.
your apology. We accept your apology. We glad y'all apologize. All the women on here, we glad y'all. We hear y'all, and we hope you hear us. But listen, we have come into the last minute of this show. This has been a great show. I'm glad we was able to talk about, this was a very, very interesting topic on many levels. But do you have anything to say before we get out of here?
You guys, first, we do have...
Talk about 10 more minutes, please.
We do have a YouTube, so head on over to the Chatterbox, put the spaces in between, and subscribe, like, and hit the bell so that you know anytime that we are live or we post something that you'll be able to view it. And feel free to share this as well onto Facebook.
Yes.
We want this to grow. We want to continue to have these roundtable conversations and interact with you. And if you have something that you want to talk about on this show, an idea, hit us in the inbox, hit us on YouTube, post something that you feel like you want us to go over. We'll be happy to talk about that.
And we will.
Yeah, we will.
That's what's up. Listen, next week, we're going to be talking about what do we feel about cheating? Do you feel like it's okay to cheat?
And why? Why do we cheat?
Why do we cheat? Why do you believe that we cheat? We talking about getting these relationships together. We're going to finish out the year talking about relationships, and we want to definitely help and try to ignite a conversation, stimulate your mind on getting a better relationship in our community. Because you cannot have a community without unity, and you can't have unity if everybody's going at everybody's necks. Exactly. We just got to do better. But definitely tune in. I'm glad we had this conversation. I think it was enlightening to learn.
Definitely eye-opening.
Yeah, learned a lot of perspectives on why people feel certain ways, and maybe we'll grow from it. Maybe we'll get to another level in life from this. And hey, like I say, we just want to be a positive platform for the community and a voice for the voiceless. And there's a lot of men out there who wanted to say what I said and wanted to hear what you said, and there's a lot of women out there that wanted to say what you said and needed to hear what I said. And so we thank y'all for tuning in. We thank y'all for tapping in, man. It's your boy Shelvin, man,
and your girl Lady K.
Say, man, I appreciate y'all for cruising through and chatting with us. Next week, come back. I guarantee you we go chat it up.
Peace. On the
Peace.
Chatterbox. Bye.